In a changing climate, restoring bushland is no simple task. Success depends on planting the right species, sourced from the right places.
We have become increasingly aware that we need to heal the land to restore it, and so to plant back native vegetation. We have to ensure that the plants that we plant back are of sufficient quality to be able to regenerate self-sustaining populations.
But with so many plants to choose from, the question is, how do we decide what belongs where?
We need to have populations that are sufficiently adapted to current conditions and adaptable to future conditions such as climate change.
So what we want to do is bring in lots of different plants from the same species, plants that are as different to one another as possible without being so different that they might be incompatible.
Seeds are gathered with precision. Knowing exactly where each seed comes from is the first step in getting restoration right.
Without data, it's almost impossible to know which set of plants that is.
So the Restore and Renew web tool is a tool that people who do restoration can use to decide on where they should source material from when they do restoration.
What Restore and Renew does is translates complex genetic information into a map with an area on it within which you can collect plants for your revegetation site.
Which increases the genetic diversity, increases the viability, and increases the adaptive potential of those restored populations.
We go out, we collect leaf tissues from lots of different places across the range of a species. We put them in the little envelopes. We take them back to the lab.
We end up with between probably 200 to 300 samples per species to give us that information. We process the genetic data that's quite complex algorithms and things, and then we put it together on the web tool.
Behind the scenes, science drives the process, turning genetic samples into practical, accessible information.
Oh wow, the analysis is quick, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
To develop this Restore and Renew web tool, we involved a multitude of young and innovative scientists that have incredible expertise and unique knowledge in the field.
And on the ground, communities are putting this science into practice.
The Restore and Renew web tool is really useful for community groups that want to restore land.
You can go and click on a spot on a map that you're restoring, and then it gives you an area from which you can go and then collect your seed from.
Open up like a butterfly. Go in and you can select just the climate layers and it just pops up for you, and then you go through and you can look at the species for your site, and then you get a map that shows you the area that you can collect each species from.
Restore and Renew combines science, technology and community to give nature its best chance. A future where ecosystems aren't just restored, they're renewed.
With climate change, the landscape is changing more than ever, and so more than ever we need resilient populations.
We have fragmented the landscape, which left us with really tiny isolated fragments, so pollen dispersal and seed dispersal can't happen anymore.
And if we don't use Restore and Renew, we will be able still to go out there, collect seed, plant trees, look at those trees grow, but those trees will not be able to produce seed and will not be able to re-establish self-sustaining populations that are adapted and adaptable to future conditions.
Our web tool can help us restore these isolated pockets of remnant bush into a diverse and resilient ecosystem.